Alright, so this is a time lapse. I'm going to go ahead and lend my voice to explain some things, although you can kind of see what I'm doing here. We got some cedar limbs. And right off the bat, I run into an issue. I went for probably a little too large a limb. And I clear it out. Whoops. And I'll explain what I think of it later in the video. Is it going? Yes, it's going now, but man, I thought I could do without gloves, but by golly, those pricklers, there's one right there I was pulling out. So I throw some gloves on and back at it. Now we can move. Zip, zip, zip. Time-lapse makes it look so easy. Machine's so good for small little limbs. It was a beautiful day. Intermittent clouds, but it was a really nice day. A little warm. I think we topped out at 80. That one didn't want to go in there. There it goes. Oh, the actually bogged it down and shut the power off. I'm running it on solar from the little solar shed we have. And we were also running a TV inside, so my wife was like, hey! She was watching a show, and it shut the inverter down temporarily. A sunny day like today, I make more power than I can really do anything with. So anything I can put on the solar load, I do. So I was running the chipper on it. When the kids were on the bouncy house, we were running that on it. I even ran an extension cord to the washing machine. I mean, we were doing, the little dishwasher was on it. Of course, that's always on it. Dishwasher is our little countertop dishwasher. Shameless plug. I have a video for that too. You can skip ahead to the end, I think. I probably should have just trimmed this out, but I'll leave it on there if you want to watch. Okay, so we've got this pile here.
Yeah, here I'm. It's about a foot long.
You can see that's a decent pile of chopped up cedar limbs. And you also probably noticed that I got bound up a couple times if I tried to do something like this size. If it's basically bigger than my thumb, it's too big to run through this. But I finally gummed it up. I mean, I got through the majority of the pile. And so let me, before I slice myself up, you should probably unplug it. It's a good idea. And then we just unscrew this here. I've read some reviews about this, and one of them on a previous video I did on this piece, and they're like, it's garbage and blah blah blah. Okay. Remember what you're buying here. It's only rated to 1.5 inch max, I want to say, and that's probably with dry stuff that's not going to gum up your machine. This cedar I'm running through is seriously, like, it was very alive and well. And so plenty of moisture in there, plenty of sap in there. And so I'm not surprised that it gummed up. I'm surprised it took so long to, honestly. So it's a decent machine. If you're not going to be running serious, heavy stuff, you're just a homeowner, you've got a few trees on your property that occasionally you're going to run some limbs through, the bigger limbs that it can't handle, burn them up or put them to the garbage. But the little stuff, like this, there, it's clear. Okay, let's see this limb right here. This is what stuck it. That's the one that's got it gummed up. So I'll have to pull that out. You can actually see it on the other side. When I move it, you can see it moving right here. So I'll probably grab a vice grip and yank that out. It'll be no big deal. I've only used this a few times. And it's, I think, always been on cedar. I'm really trying to get this out with just my hands. I think I'm going to have to use vice grips to pull that out. But, you know, other than an occasional gum up, look, if you're shopping at Harbor Freight, you're looking for cheap stuff that you're going to use occasionally. You're not a professional, most likely. You're looking to get some work out of it. This thing would pay for itself in a few jobs if you were to hire somebody out instead. So, you know, am I happy with it? You're darn right I am. It was running off my solar just now. I mean, it makes me chuckle. You know, it kind of gets me, it makes me happy. You know, when things work the way they're supposed to. When people expect things to work better than they're advertised to, that's when I have an issue with it. So on this one, again, it's advertised for, I want to say, 1.5 inches. So, okay, so that's best case scenario, the easiest to chip stuff. So if you're running through gummy stuff like this cedar, I'm not going to run 2-inch stuff and expect it to chip it. I'm going to run 1 or less inch stuff. And occasionally, I'm going to have a jam, and I'm going to have to go get my pliers to pull this piece out, and then I'll be right back at it. No big deal. Have a good one. All right, so come on in. I've got a camera lady on duty right now, so that's good. Couldn't find my regular vice grips. Here's my needle nose. It might be better anyway. Oh, goodness. See how wet that is? It just slipped right off. All right. Lock on. There we go. That should clear it just fine. So now we get it like this. And I wish the threads weren't so long on this thing. Maybe I ought to, like, just cut some of it off. It seems exceedingly long.
No.
No? And I modify everything, don't I? It seems like. Back at it. All right. Hit it, baby. This is the glamorous part of camera lady duty, right, Mama?
Yeah.
Is this what your high school education prepared you for?
Yes, to become a camera lady.
For your ridiculous husband, right?
Yep. That is a class.
It's about as big as I do right there. Tell the wonderful people, lead the camera lady, what are we going to use this for?
We put around the flowers that we planted.
What kind of flowers did we decide to plant?
Lilies and daylilies.
Yeah, and if you're thinking that cedar's got chemicals in it that will potentially harm the growth of the... Yeah, I'm not putting a lot on there right now. I'm doing a little thin coat. That shouldn't hurt anything. And I'll come back and do another little thin coat and add over the course of a month or two. This was from the cedar that I cut down, what, a week or two ago?
I think.
Yeah, on the edge of the hayfield. So you make use of what you got, right? If you're handy-ish. So it's hot.
Yes.
It's not, but like if it was July, we'd be begging for this cool of weather. But right now, April, we're not adjusted to it yet, are we?
No, we just got out of the 40s, like a week ago.
Frost a couple weeks ago, yeah. It's nuts. All right. Yeah, we're just putzing. We still got to do the rest of the sidewalk here, and we're trying to put, what do you call it? You said you were trying to put lipstick on the Manfab pig.
Yes.
Make it look a little nicer.
Curb appeal. Curb appeal.
Curb appeal. We're a little far from the road. I don't think we have a curb either, babe. Pretty sure we don't have a curb.
Still looks nice.
But the cherry bushes are done blooming.
The apples are doing.
The apple trees, man, they're gorgeous. They're blossoming right now. So, good video.
Yep.
Maybe we got some time lapse with the start.
We're still going.